the sound of the Forge of Wonders is distant. Across the water that cools its forges, Dusk sets her sight on yet another forge. She has books to trade, stories from this world, tales that tantalize the magical folk that call the forge home. And so it is, she will travel to the south to seek denarii and treasures to ensure her ongoing survival. Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. No Hope, where we're going to be traveling down to the south towards, well, first of all, a broken down military Humvee, but after that, we're going to be heading, of course, down here to this Forge of Wonders, and I am intrigued to see whether or not we actually are dragging, we are dragging the trash can with us. Good, so let's attempt to make it on over here. There's a crater and a few other things that we've discovered along the way. What might this have been? Another mass grave. That's intriguing. A crater and a mass grave. A mass grave and a crater. How peculiar. But yes, we can see the lights of the forge down here, very similar to the one that we just left. So let's go put Dawn back into its sheath, and let's see what this Forge of Wonders has for us. So the very first thing that we're going to be doing is going down to, actually, maybe not the librarian. I think we can sell things for a little bit more to Helen here. Helen, who we just talked to in the last episode. This is Helen, but a different Helen. The bones are the same, yet the flesh differs. So let's see what we have here. It would be intriguing if she also didn't have any denarii. But no, thankfully she does. $825 worth. And we still have many books to sell. Yeah, and we're still going to have so many left over. We have a little bit of credit here, which is nice. And then heading down to the librarian. Anything extra, we could always just actually trade for. Because, yeah, we've got a few things here. Okay, first of all, let's see what we can get. 31 denarii, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to go through and see what we may want now. Soulbinder's Guide to Necromancy, relatively sure that we already have that. Magitech Illustrated, though, a paperback tome for the art of combining modern technology with magic. We don't see any specific spells with this, so it might be more recipe based. Protection from magical beasts, that does sound useful. It also does look like we have read it though, because it's not red. This is all about making demon chitin equipment. Bless, cure light wounds, we have. Sorcerer's Hand and Rock Belt, we don't, but we can't actually use them. Yeah, I think that's about that. So we will just make the difference here. Excellent. So we actually still have quite a few books left over, even after spending pretty much everything. So obviously we can still trade books over here if there are goods that we want. Valzane unfortunately just doesn't really seem as interested in those books though. Oh, well, the concentrated mana mutagenic primer here is really quite cheap. We'll definitely pick that up. However, we are going to hold off mutating for quite a while, purely just because we have not been mutating well. We've been really struggling when it comes to mutation as of late. And of course, we need to remember we are radiogenic now, so we can't stay here for long, otherwise we will be irradiating all these poor souls. We still actually have credit, so we should just be able to trade that totally fine. There we go. And now, Valzane, let's see what you have for us. And you have a different look here as well. So, we are going to be interested in books more than anything to begin with. However, does have an endless teapot, that is useful. Of light and falsehoods. Interesting. Mirror image, obfuscate body, dark sight. These are spells that we don't have. So I think we'll be trying to pick that up, certainly. Crystallized mana. It can teach us how to make crystallized mana. Very useful. Yes, we will take that. Okay then, so blue, we still might have things that we haven't actually learnt. Yellow is definitely things that we already know. Like we know all of those spells. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we certainly want to have a warp scroll, so we'll pick one of those up. Braces of archery. You can shoot arrows farther. Ooh. Now, obviously that would only really help us during the daytime, as any real sight at night isn't much. Although in saying that, we could always just use light. Nothing wrong with that. So those braces are tempting because right now we have a bracer of defense on, but braces makes me think that it's going to cover both arms. Yeah. Decent protection. We're not going to worry about that right now though. So let's have a look. We're definitely going to have denarii left over, but that looks like a good deal to me. Thank you very much. And yeah, we still have more books here. When are you going to be refreshing, Valsane? Because it should kind of do it for all of them. 5 days and 23 hours. Okay, so quite a while yet. So we are going to be moving on, but before we do, we will be digitizing those spells, selling the books, and then, well, actually, is it worth us selling the books? Yeah, I don't think it is. Let's look at storing them all the same. Okay, there we go. That didn't take all that long there. We learnt quite a few recipes there as well. Marnosite laser, boreal clip. That's fun. Let's have a look at weapon mods and just the new ones that we got there. Muzzle weight, lightning link, interesting. The silent wind suppressor. So you actually need some technomancer equipment to be able to apply that, but hey, that's fun. Could be a gun wizard. Right now, we're definitely a blade wizard. Hang on a second. We're really close to Tacoma. This is where we are meant to go to retrieve the prospectus for the refugee center. Well, that's kind of fortuitous. So maybe it would make sense for us to go there. Yeah, I think for the moment, we are going to be leaving these books behind. Yes, I know that we have other equipment back here. I'm going to make a note. Forge equipment, because yeah, it's going to be very important that I remember that that is there for when we want to forge things in the future. And then of course, yeah, further to the north, we have the swamp dragon place. Yeah, okay, well, we are going to need to sleep tonight. But I think before we do, we will try and make our way out to Tacoma. I think it's probably worth us dropping our enhanced strength, so if we can get into a fight, that'll do that. Let's draw dawn for now. We're going to head out into the night, of which it is clear. That is that's unusual for us. Okay, so if we were to navigate on over towards there, how would we? We can't. Okay, you can only navigate to places that you've been. So for now, we will just traverse the dark. Oh, and run into a zapper. We'll give that zapper space, and you know what? While we are near these trees, we're going to keep our eyes peeled for some more beach and apple. Oh, it looks like we're by a zoo of some kind. Yeah, we really don't know much about the map out here. We could even be walking straight into a town, but it doesn't look like it. What is this? Says it's a forest tile, but it isn't. And the origin is magicalism. I see. So I believe from here we can go up. Yes, and it looks like this is marking the entrance, these dead trees, and we have ourselves a skeletal master here who we're going to charge towards. The Dusk is going to strike down. We'll take those narrow spectrum antibiotics, thank you, and let's continue on here. So we have these weird gravel patches, and I believe there will be coffins and a skeletal slasher. Okay, all right, we could definitely see better than it could, but that didn't stop us. Let's grab these bandages. We'll actually grab some of the aspirin as well, and we'll just double check everything up here before we head down. All right, what awaits? Oh boy, skeletal juggernaut. Okay, let's see what else awaits. A zombie, a necromancer, and there's actually a book there. Hot damn. Okay, so we're gonna have to deal with you first, aren't we? Okay, skeletal juggernaut. How do we want to try and deal with you? We are definitely going to want to try and get some powers up, if possible. We're going to make sure it's possible. Right now, our focus is okay, so we might be able to get away with turning our extended channeling off, just so that we can actually cast things faster. So, momentum alteration, ideally. It'll take us 2 seconds to cast. Okay, we got it on, that's good. That means if we get thrown back, it hopefully shouldn't hurt as much. Then let's get electrical discharge, and we'll go for our voltaic strikes. Okay. Oh boy. And we just lost everything. Concentration breaks. I guess we tried to concentrate on too many things, or our stamina was not there. We're going to stop catching our breath. We have none of our abilities at this stage, and our stamina is trashed. Okay. Do we have a chance to get anything different up, magic-wise? We're going to have a look at Biomancer. Lashing Tentacles would be fun, but 5 seconds, I think, would be difficult for us to get off. Grotesque Enhancement is also quite good, and that'd be fast. We need our hands free. Alright, we drop the blade for a moment. Grotesque Enhancement. Yep. Our limbs lengthen and our eyes glow with a faint green. Nice. Can we get the Lashing Tentacles up? 5 seconds to cast, we lose our concentration. Oh boy. Yep, we'll stop casting. And we're just going to have to pick Dawn up off the ground. Okay. Oh, it's here. Okay. We quickly strike the Juggernaut again and again. Okay. Biting it. And would you look at that? The Juggernaut slashes at Dusk's neck, but it glances off of her armor. She's blocking damage, she's dealing wicked damage, but this thing is still standing. It is strong. But my gosh, so too is Dusk. Again and again, she strikes. These quick strikes are just absolutely slashing away at it. There is no bleeding, but we are slowly cracking through their armor. And look at that, 102 damage. She bit it in the freaking eye. And with one more slash, she finds a small gap in that bony plate. Dusk is untouched. Wild. Absolutely wild. And that was some fun stuff. Grotesque Enhancement, great. The Lashing Tentacles would have also been fun for us to have there. What are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to eat some chocolate bars to celebrate. We have nothing else to consume. No, because the backpack is back here. Let's get our stamina back before anything else, and then we're going to have a look at that pedestal. Of course, we are going to be getting up the lifting field as soon as we can. Oh, that's a pretty high chance to fail now, so let's go turn on our extended channeling, and that will be much easier for us to cast now. Oh, our earplugs are actually out of charge at the moment, so we'll do something about that in just a moment here. So we are going to turn on Electron Overflow. There we go. That'll help. Let's catch our breath, take a cash card from that zombie necromancer, and let's see what we have here. Necromantic Minions for Dummies. That sounds like fun. Summon Undead Swarm, and Life Detonation. Well, that's just fun. That is proper necromancy. And I'm glad that we've finally found something, because we've found places like this before, but we have found them empty. And Guardian Spirit, a benevolent spirit to watch over the caster and warn them of imminent attack. So we could cast that before we go to sleep? That sounds extra fun. And speaking of sleeping, we will need to do some sleeping, but we're probably not going to sleep in a cave. And I think it still would be wise for us to try and make it to Tacoma. I think before we do though, do we want to spend that time digitizing the books now? Yeah, sure, why not? We cannot see to store them. Well, we can change that, can't we? Kevlar vest, take it off, and we will attempt that again. We will store those two. Excellent. Smartphone, well, no, not excellent. The smartphone ran out of batteries briefly. It is still out of batteries. So are we not charging that currently? It is a UPS powered thing. We have our electron overflow on at the moment. So if we wait a while, 5 minutes, does it get any charge back? It does. It does. Right. Make sure we haven't left anything behind. Okay, so we do have quite a few things for us to read, for us to learn, but yeah, we're going to carry on down here. We'll mark this as explored. Let's see what awaits us in Tacoma. Actually, hang on. Before we go, I will just double check that the necromancer down there didn't have, well, okay, we've got one right here, a freaking smartphone. Okay, so let's go track that down. We're going to activate this smartphone. We're going to check the system and check the map application. Damn. All right, check downstairs. Actually, we'll check this one. They also have a smartphone. Makes sense that they would, you know? Very common, smartphones. Check the system, map application, no. We'll just make sure that we drop the other ones other than R1. Let's actually change the name of it if possible. Like, can we use Dawn to write on our smartphone? Just carve into it. Label, Dusk's phone. So now, yep, there it is, Dusk's phone. Wonderful. Okay, so let's check these two. we do have another smartphone. And there's 2 here. Excellent. Okay, we got some map data. So let's have a look at that. There we go. Ooh, and that's even better. That'll show us a ton of information about the surrounding area. That is if we go there during daytime. But this is a really nice big ranch. Okay. And we got a derelict shed between here and there. Right. So, it'll be a little rough us showing up this time of night, but what are you gonna do? Dusk is nocturnal after all. Ooh, this is actually boarded up, this derelict shed, so maybe not so derelict? Not hearing any noises within. Let's try and see if we can pry this here. Let's pry down here. Well, let's use the hammer then. There we go. Peeking inside. Don't see anyone, just planks. Okay. Place is clear. Theoretically, we could sleep there, but it's not going to be very pleasant. If anything, we'll probably try and sleep by the radio tower, because I don't think there's going to be anyone there. Or we could try and find an area around the ranch here that doesn't have as many people, where our radiation isn't going to drastically affect them. Okay, alright, so let's not spook anyone, Dusk. What do we have here? There's Ollie around here somewhere. We've got a garage and the actual ranch itself. Okay, maybe the ranch is where we want to be going. Hello? Anybody home? Not in here. Okay, bedroom's all clear. So probably in the garage then, huh? Yeah. There's Tanisha. Hey, Tanisha. Can we have a chat? Morning, ma'am. How can I help you? Sorry for showing up so late. The merchant at the refugee center sent me to get a prospectus from you. I was starting to wonder if they were really interested in the project or they were just trying to get rid of me. Okay, we got the prospectus. Wonderful. Let's see. I figured you might be looking for some help. Oh, we can actually help out. Like, and get pay. Well, she does have another job for us. Our first project is to enclose the barns so that new refugees have a safe place to sleep. Before we can begin serious improvements, we need lumber to work with. Enclosing the 4 barn entrances will take nearly 400 planks. If you could provide half of that, we should be able to take care of the other half in construction. If you don't have a truck, I'd make finding one your first priority. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Right, 200 planks. It's a fair amount, but if you could find a lumberyard or something else of the like nearby, it's entirely possible. Maybe a little bit hard and no hope, but yeah, not impossible. On second thought, I don't know if we're going to be able to sleep here because this is a faction base. So yeah, don't think that's going to be happening. So let's start to make our way up towards the radio tower instead. It won't be a comfortable sleep there, but if we can even just be on a chair of some kind, we'll be feeling better. Oh, okay. We just walked right into the back of this vehicle. Oh, we got ourselves a trail guide. That's useful. I think we'll probably flick through that. We're just going to eat these peppermint patties to begin with, though, and probably knock back some water. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of light, and we'll read that trail guide. Okay, so we can see the trails around here, and that's kind of about it. But it does give us an idea of where some things are, including some magicalism cabins over towards the west. We're not as interested in those, though. Okay, hello, radio tower. We do have a building here. Okay. It really ain't much, but there is a chair here. Okay. Was there much else here? No. Got a coffee maker, some electronic scrap, and some chewing tobacco. Okay, so I think we're probably going to try and see if we can get to sleep here. Let's activate the infinite flask that we have so that we can get some sweet, sweet whiskey. We'll knock some of that back, and then we shall try to sleep. We might actually turn the earplugs off just so that we can get a proper sleep. And we fall asleep right away. Great. Well, good morning, folks. Let's get our bits and pieces together here. We probably should have put a proper bandage on our torso here, and it looks like we're also going to have to rebandage some of our other limbs. Yeah, we'll do it now. We'll spend the time. It is only a little bit of damage that they have, but they are going to heal just that bit better with these proper bandages. And we are certainly going to have to do some harvesting this morning, but first things first, let's do some climbing. All the way up to the top, we have Booth Bay Survivors Map, which I think we're going to use right away. And it's time to see what we can see. Oh wow, that's a lot of water. And we can see the things that are a little less clear to us. That's a neat little cabin out there on the water. We can't exactly tell that it's a cabin, but I'm guessing that. Got a campground over here. Oh, we have a crystal outcropping. We may want to try and go and collect some crystalline dust from there. We also have an evac shelter here, along with an industrial building over here, so that could theoretically be a mine. We have an elf workshop and some electrical infrastructure over there towards the west. Well, it's good to know that this forest is as vast as it is there, because that's going to be a really easy way for us to get up and around here, kind of towards where the dragon swamp is, if we want to have a look at it, which I think maybe we do. Oh, there's another evac shelter here, just like right across from the ranch. But yeah, I do quite like how it reveals things to us clouded, you know, the further out it gets. We do have pretty good vision up here with the binoculars for the most part. Oh, we also have an unusual stony barn here. We're definitely going to be having a look at that. Yeah, I think the route today will be Stony Barn, through the forest, up towards the swamp dragons. Because, wow, actually, we actually don't want to go any further north, because the Exodi are just straight up to the east now. But yeah, I think to the west first, and to that strange structure. Oh, the sunlight's already starting to irritate our skin, so let's go get the umbrella out, and we'll just make sure that we change on over to Force Unarmed. But ideally, we will not be fighting right now. And an unusual stony barn. And we can see an Exodi quadruped, our first proper sight of the Exodi around here. An enormous quadrupedal robot seems to be cobbled together from parts, most of them familiar to us. It is currently ignoring us at the moment. So heading on over here, we can see a pictograph signpost. Let's see. You study the signpost. It shows simply drawn pictograms of a pair of hands holding out an object and another pair taking the object and offering a pouch in return. Beneath the pictures, there's a crude but understandable map with arrows pointing to what looks like some kind of castle. You do your best to relate those landmarks and mark the likely location on your map. So that is a path to the Exodi, and I'm assuming it does look like it is over to the west here. Indeed, and we can actually see a little bit further now. We can see that there is a massive structure over here, an actual castle. Well then, so we probably don't want to try and break into here. They're ignoring us at the moment, but yeah, let's not hang around. We have seen the sheds before with Dusk and Elliot, and she's actually made her way inside one of them, if I'm remembering correctly. But yes, for now, I think we might. I think we're gonna go to the woods. We got many a beech nut to harvest. Ooh, except we've just spotted a Migo Scout, and that Migo Scout has spotted us, and we know how frustrating those things can be, so we are going to take off at a sprint, trying to leave that thing behind, because, yeah, that organic weapon it has in its hand is dangerous stuff. We are at the edge of the forest now, and it looks like we're going to be able to start harvesting, so we're probably just going to put the pack on, just so we can harvest as much as we can. And we are already full, and we have like 62 beech nuts remaining. So we're going to gather up a few more, but I think we'll probably just try and make our way through the woods now at a bit of a faster pace. Definitely just heard a goblin arrow before. We are quite close to the goblin outpost, but we have no quarrel with them right now, so we'll try and leave them be. Oh, we've got a great big cathedral here over in Washburn. So I think our goal here is probably just going to be going straight north. Yeah, and then trying to go around this little gap here. And we have a pattern screamer. We also have a cathedral. This feral's eyes are closed, but they move with no hesitation, effortlessly avoiding all obstacles in their path and clutching a large rock in one hand and a long bit of debris in the other. When you look at them, you hear a static crackling just on the threshold of inaudibility, a being from mind over matter. And I'm just realizing now that yes, we didn't go to the crystal outcropping. Oh, you just threw the rock at me with inhuman accuracy. You throw that rock at us. Okay, well, let's see how we manage here. Torso encumbrance is throwing us off balance quite a bit. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to make a little bit of a run here. We're going to try and get to the staircase so that our back will be against the wall. Maybe a little unsafe. Oh, great. Something else is throwing rocks at us now. We're going to drop this on the ground. We're going to draw out Dawn. We're going to see if we can drop our rucksack. Okay, there we go. It's pretty quick for us to drop. There is a feral visionary here. Okay. Our torso encumbrance is still kind of screwing us. And it's not even that much. This feral visionary is proving to be quite the danger. Wow, why were you so difficult to kill? Very tricky. Oh, and there's that patterned screamer. So let's just go back around the corner for a moment here. Try and get a little bit of our stamina back before we go and face them. This zombie's slowly getting closer. All right, here we go. Let's start slashing. Let's get away from all of that mess. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for that to start to pass before we can get our stuff back. So we'll deal with some of the dead that are down here. Although I have to keep in mind, we don't have a huge amount of stamina right now, so let's be cautious. Oh, force unarmed. Don't worry, I was going to notice eventually. But yes, that is why we were struggling so much, both to hit and to do damage. Let's go after that. Strike you down, and you as well. Okay, alright, how's that acid doing? It's still there. Smash that corpse. Okay. There's a smartphone here, but we're not going to gain much from seeing from here. If we climb the cathedral, we'll be able to see a lot more. I am tempted to do that. It'll give us really good sight of the area. While we're waiting for that acid to dissipate, we are going to check out the rest of the area here. Hello, creepy crawler, and goodbye to you. How are we doing on water at the moment? I don't know. It's in our pack. So we'll have to head back and grab that in a moment. What was that we just saw? We saw something somewhere. Oh, down here. It's the pattern screamer. Okay, well, that was one good slash. Let's get them again. All right. They don't have anything on them. They have quite a cash card, which maybe we can grab? Yeah, we can. Okay, good. And looks like it's locked over here, so we will need to crack that open. We will probably, need to get something from our pack to be able to do that. And excellent. Let's go get that backpack back into our lifting field, if possible. Oh, of course. Way too many beech nuts. That's right. It's the beech nut dilemma. Okay, well, let's just get it back on for now. That'll be fine. And let's just double check there's nothing hiding behind this thing. All right, we're gonna have to enhance our stream for that, huh? There we go. Let's give that another shot. Nothing. Okay, good to know. The enhanced strength will go by in just a moment or two. Hello, feral biker. Just making sure you don't have a shotgun or something. Oh, it seems to be empty. Okay, good. That actually is a freaking shotgun. Okay, this one here, does it look to be empty? Seems to already be empty. Thankfully, it looks like that actually was the case. Yes, indeed it was. Good. And you? A lot of feral bikers down here. Yep, okay. We're kind of trusting that they are empty right now. Oh boy, okay. And that leads us to the stairs. Hello, Boomer. Yeah, thought that might happen. That's fine. Let's close that. Wait a while. Okay, and we are good. Once again, we're going to start climbing these stairs. Okay, and I think we're probably just going to go all the way up to the top here. We should probably still check things in here because I think that there sometimes can be potentially magical things found in cathedrals. But that's a really good sight of the area, and we're seeing an attunement altar up here, I believe. Yes, indeed we are. We're also seeing another goblin encampment. Looks like a scout tower, indeed, and just so many houses. A campground right in the middle of suburbia. But yeah, it looks like the best path to the Exodi is kind of going along this little nature stretch back the way that we came. But of course, that is after we visit this little swamp up here. Yeah, visit the dragon. That's the goal. Oh boy. Okay. How difficult is that going to be to do during the day? actually not too bad. If we can keep our umbrella out and just kind of stick to the outskirts, we should be okay. I think I will still just have a little bit of a gander around here. We could start the bells up, which would draw everything to here, if that's something that we want to do. You know what? Sure it is. Funeral toll. Let's get that going. There we go. Can we get that open? Thank you. We'll try and see if we can exit this way here. Maybe a mistake doing this, but yep, it's probably a mistake doing this. This is fine. And this is a different part of the underground of the church. I wouldn't mind having a look to see if they have any unique books or texts down here, but to do that we are going to have to get through this mess first, and that includes this massive boomer, which, yep, has us blinded, but that's not going to stop Dusk. That devourer is down. We're just going to keep on blindly swinging out here, and we are good. Okay, so looking around us here, bookbinders and flyers and nothing all that interesting or useful yet, so moving along a little bit further. Best thing for us to do probably is just to go here, hit Shift V, and just see if there's anything that jumps out at us, and the answer is no. It's just a lot of paper and not much else. Okay, just a bulletin board, and over here we should be able to make it outside. Indeed we can, so let's use our scabbard, put Dawn away, get the umbrella back out. The umbrella that we're not currently carrying. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Not a deal breaker though. We'll just go up, over, and then down and around, because it will be down here somewhere. More than likely where we took our blade out, which is back over here, and there it is. You know what, we're by these stairs here, so screw it, let's just do this. Okay, so we're going to head out towards the west, and we are going to get away from that prowler. We have a hulking horror to the east, but it's quite far, so we should be able to outpace it for the most part. We're just going to stay in this wilderness area where possible, and just carry on towards that ominous place to the north. And we've started spotting Lizardfolk warriors. Where exactly? Down to the south. Okay. We expect them to be there. There is also a Lizardfolk shaman. We can kind of see them behind the trees. We may be able to kind of move around them. We're looking for the entrance. We don't want to fight all of you. Okay, well, we can see smoke. That smoke is actually mist. That's what we're going to be going for. Can you see me yet? No? Yes, you can. Okay, all right. So we're going to have to deal with a little bit of pain for a moment here. Let's collapse that umbrella. Let's draw Dawn and put the umbrella away. We grit our teeth and we move in. And I just want to make sure that we are, yep, we're brawling. Okay, good. All right, moving up, we're going to move into the mist here. And we are going to make sure that we take off our backpack, that we get it into our lifting field before we actually go into here. Come on, crocodile. Okay. We're sending them reeling backwards, so that's a damn good sign. Okay, I think that's the way in. Yup. Right. Lifting field. We need to drop these nuts first, or we need to eat them. Oh, and we've got some lizardfolk getting dangerously close to us, so we will deal with them before we continue to eat. We're actually going to move inside to do that, just so that the sun isn't affecting us as much. It seems like it is still burning us here because I don't think it's a proper roof. So we will just leave those beech nuts, and we should be able to put that into our field now. Should be able to. Okay. Oh, because we have a single cash card in there. Okay. Alright, well, we are a little bit injured right now. Might not be the best time to pop our head down here, but we are going to take things cautiously. We're going to be careful. We're going to be as responsible as we can be. I also think it is worth us having light on while we are down there, so we're going to do a few things here. First of all, we're going to make sure that momentum alteration is up. We're then going to go for mage armor once we put Dawn away. Excellent. Let's go for electric eye, and I think that's probably going to do us for the moment. We want to keep our mana for other things. We might as well get some electrical discharge, and if we can, some voltaic strikes. Okay. That all seems to be good. And I think it does actually look like we're wearing that magical armor now. Indeed we are. Let's draw Dawn. catch our breath. We're actually starting to get a little warm now. Okay, and I guess last but not least, maybe we also do electron overflow. Just as soon as we take care of this Lizardfolk here. A few good strikes, does that easily. I mean, the headlamp, yeah, it'll keep it up and running for longer. Okay, down we go. Alright, so we are to be wary of terrible things that are down here. The dragon scales we can sell, like as is. That's 39 denarii, just sitting there. A shot reflects off of our torso, and that'll be from that Lizardfolk hunter. So let's start moving over towards you. We take you out pretty damn quickly. We have a Lizardfolk chieftain down here who has shattered armor. We'll start moving on over towards them. Damn, that crocodile was strong. We actually managed to knock it all the way back, or no, that's a different one. That's just gotten stuck in that pit. Well, that's fun. I'm glad that can happen. And it looks like it did eventually find its way out of there. Okay, take a good strike at you. And we have some black pudding making its way on over towards us. The chieftain didn't seem to have all that much on them. Pudding, let's get rid of you. Okay, yeah, lots of denarii around here. Really good. That's a glass pit. Let's not step into that, eh? That's just a regular pit. Okay, so we're going to start to make our way around here, just picking up denarii as we go. It's a composite bow here. We have to really make sure that we are not going to dive into any water, but we'll happily pick up any denarii that we can see. And I suppose we're also going to be looking out for the points that we are going to be able to go down, like over here. But we need to clear this top floor first. Okay, hello Lizardfolk, and hello Black Puddings. Okay, we heard an explosion then. We kind of also saw an explosion as well, so I'm not quite sure what that was about. Puddles of slime are around here, as is blood. Okay, we've got another way down by the looks of things. Excellent, more denarii for us. And a crocodile. Come on then. There we go. Wow. I think it was already quite injured. Another way down here, and there is blood surrounding it, which is a little ominous. Okay, so we've kind of cleared everything, and now we need to pick a way down. We are going to peek down here. Okay. So far so good on this one. Peeking again. We cannot go down here. Oh right, okay. Can we peek? Okay, we can peek. And it's water. Yes, okay, so I do recall. Is it going to be the same on all of them here? Probably, but we are going to make sure of that. So let's go check this extra bloody one. And also from memory, if we were able to blast through the rock here, we would be able to get access to some of the other levels. Okay, ready to go down another set here. We were hearing activity then, and we've got a crocodile on us. Okay, so we're mapping it out. Down we go. Okay. All right, and I think this is our last one. So we can see where they're all scattered around. Oh, instantly got a crocodile at this one. Okay. All right, so we remember how troubling it was swimming around. I think we're probably going to have to try and find a way to destroy the walls. I'm trying to remember if that was on the second level or if it was higher that we'd want to try and do that. This is where clairvoyance would be super, super helpful. Now, we did hear noise kind of over towards the northeast, so maybe we want to try and start with this one. And I'm just going to wait a turn or two just to see if we can hear that sound. I'm thinking maybe it was actually this level. Tricky though. Where would we want to try and go? And is it even possible? I mean, it's solid rock. Let's just do a little boost of our strength to begin with. There we go. It's taking a lot of concentration to be able to do this. We're not sure we'll be able to do it for very long. Okay, so let's just try and swing our blade at this a few times. We don't seem to be damaging the solid rock. That does make sense. But what if we were to attempt our storm hammer? Let's call it. Okay. And probably the same deal here. With a lot of strength, we don't seem to be damaging it. Yeah. That is to be expected. Oh, damn. Oh, now, in saying that, yeah, we're hearing a noise. In saying that, we could theoretically attempt to do our quantum tunneling here. That could be a really, really bad move. How bad? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Less the quantum tunnel? Okay. Okay. Swamp gas, mist, and is this water around us here? Can't be certain. That Lizardfolk is no more. Okay, shallow water. Oh boy, that's bad. That is definitely bad. There is something there. Time to tunnel. We lost our concentration. That is a young dragon right there. We're not in a good position to be fighting this thing right now. Tunnel. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, right. The hammer's doing good. We are going to swap back to our sword in just a moment. Distressing pain. Yeah, you don't say. I'm a little concerned about our backpack just straight up disappearing at this stage. We're just going to peek around these corners currently. Okay, moving to the side. Sweeping it to the ground there. We're just going to do peeks, just bit by bit. Yeah, peek over this way. All right, what was that? Just a regular shot of something thrown at us. Okay, peeking again. Oh boy, okay. Black Dragon Wormling. We can handle that. Let's start swinging at that there. That's good damage, Dusk. That is good damage. It's zapped currently. Let's see if we can throw Stormhammer at it. Okay, it did some damage. And Stormhammer should be on the ground there. It is. Okay. Let's draw Dawn and let's slash at this thing. Excellent work. That is a Wormling downed. Alright, let's get Dawn back on the back and grab Stormhammer. Okay. We cannot see any further through this mist right now. This is a big open freaking area. I'm not a great big fan of that. Ooh, okay. Black Dragon Wormling, caustic stream of acidic breath. Alright, yet again. Throw that towards it. That's 2 of them. Alright, draw Dawn. Start slashing. Excellent work, Dusk. Excellent work. Okay, let's focus down. That's good. That is good. Unfortunately, the battery on this headlamp is out right now. We do not have any way to reload that currently. So right now, the only light that we have is coming from our mage armor, which is not going to be lasting for that much longer. Really need to consider just how far we want to push. And peaking, we are good. Well, not entirely good. We are in severe pain. And we don't have anything to consume. Okay, that is very bad, because that means that our pack is not with us. Looking back through here, I have not been able to see where and when it may have dropped. It was in our lifting field, so the damage that we were taken could have potentially broken our concentration. If that happened in the water, that is not going to be good. The furthest back that we have in the log here is the fight with the Lizardfolk. So, okay. First of all, we need to deal with you, sending you away. What can we see from this point? A few corpses and Stormhammer. Down here, that's the light source. Okay. That is really not great. That backpack has our scroll to get out of here and everything else that we need to survive in here. So, the main fight happened here, and if it's not here, it could potentially be down here, or alternatively, here, where we translocated from. The other alternative, and the one that I'm actually kind of hoping, is that it may be in this shaft here. Because when we did the enhanced strength, we were trying to slam against the wall, and we did get a warning that we weren't going to be able to maintain concentration for all that long, so it may have dropped before we even did our tunneling through here. So let's rule out each of the places. We'll start with the south to begin with. Going cautiously for now. Okay, hi. And we've got corpses, we've got belts, we've got a great club, and that's it. And that's the last of our light. Mage armor is no longer with us. Okay, so let's go very cautiously down this way. This is fine. Peering down. Okay, we need to see that square there. Okay. Dreadful presence, so there's definitely still something dragony there. Swamp gas and mist, no bag. So that means that it's more than likely in here. Alternatively, it could be upstairs if it dropped before we actually ended up going down this path. So going off of that, I don't think we want to risk being here for that much longer. So let's maybe cut our losses if we can. To do that, we are going to put Dawn back into the scabbard. Something else that we really need to do with that bag is favorite it so that when we drop it on the ground, it will show up on the map. It will make a note. So what I'm looking for here is a corpse of a black dragon wormling, 65 kgs. That ain't gonna go in a lifting field, but we can wield one. And I think that's what we're gonna try and do here. They're all bruised, so I don't know what the quality of them is going to be like if and when we get rid of the blood. We're going to have to wait to find that out, though, because we need to drop that, and we need to draw Dawn back out. Take a few good swings there. Okay. Are we going to be left alone? I don't know. Let's try and grab another one of these corpses. It does take a little while for us to do that. Okay, so from this position, we are in severe pain, but we may still be able to get away with casting. We need to hope that we can. Lesser Quantum Tunnel, 97 mana, 99 moves. It has a range of 5. So we could theoretically just go over here. We could go over here. Ideally, we go here. That is the hope. We were able to teleport out here, like down there, so I have to hope that we are going to be able to teleport in there again. Okay, so let's give it a try. Lesser Quantum, not what we wanted. Not what we wanted. So we're going to run back down here. Okay, we're going to stop running. We need to get Dawn back out. Draw and slash. Okay, Lizardfolk down. We're good. Let's get some stamina back before we do anything else. And let's put Dawn back away. Corpse, we got you in hand. We're hearing a noise, which ain't great. Let's try from here. So, Lesser Quantum. Still not what we want. We've got enough mana to try this a few times, though. So we're going to try from here. Let's roll the dice. And the dice are not in our favor. Not yet. But I'm confident. Yeah, well... kind of confident. Okay. Oh boy. Dawn, strike out at our foes. And you know what? I kind of feel like we need to get the hammer and throw it over in this direction, just so we can kind of see what's going on, and so that it's kind of away from where we want to be. Okay, that's fine. Let's grab a wormling corpse, and let's roll the dice again. And the dice, screw us. This is fine. All we need is one of these to be successful, but more and more Lizardfolk are finding us. As long as it's Lizardfolk, that's okay. We do not want it to be something else. Okay, let's try from here again. Lesser Quantum? Yes! Okay. Okay, so we look. That is going onto our back right now. And it is staying there. Okay, so as we can see, we are dealing with a fair bit of weight. So let's actually just maybe drop that for a moment here. We should be safe on the square. We're actually still a little bit over encumbered. That's fine. So we are going to take some painkillers to begin with. 1 tramadol should be enough to kind of get things going, and maybe 2 aspirin. Let's hope that that starts to do some things for us, because we're going to need enhanced strength if we get out of here. We could just teleport. That is entirely viable for us, but it is going to waste a scroll when we might not need to. The Forge of Wonders is just here after all, but is it worth the risk? I don't know. Let's just see where the pain medication takes us. Let's maybe just drop the bag for the moment as well. I will definitely favorite that. Let's wait half an hour, or until we start to see some change with our pain. Half an hour has come and gone. Our sight returns back to normal. Interesting. Oh, because that'll be our electric eye that just turned off. Okay, that's fine. What isn't fine is the pain that we are currently in. So, I think we're going to have to go for the scroll. Before we do anything else though, let's wear the backpack, and we are going to favorite this. Excellent. So, theoretically, if and when we drop it, it will create a note on the map. Very useful. And then we are going to wield that dragon corpse. We're also just going to make sure that nothing else is left on the ground here, and that we are really ready to do this. We need to hope that we're going to get at least $300 worth of value out of this corpse. I think we will, because the really big dragon corpse that we bled, we weren't even able to take all of the blood from it. So if we can get enough tanks, enough containers, I think that this will still work out as a positive for us. Because yeah, it needs to offset the cost of using this. But it's time. It's time to get out of here. And hey, we can always warp back here. That is entirely on the table for us. And we have teleported. We still have the dragon in hand. The reason I'm hesitating is because we are at a different Forge of Wonders. We are at the Forge of Wonders, back down by the refugee center. Okay, so we just came from up here, all the way up here, where these two Forge of Wonders are, where we purchased the scroll from one of these forges. We must be attuned to this gate specifically. That's not a bad thing though. That's not the end of the world. That's a quick way for us to get back over here towards the refugee center, which we need to. We've got the prospectus to drop off to them. And we can warp back. We can warp back up towards where the dragon camp is. So that still works out for us. Because yeah, our goal is up here to the east. So then, Dusk, you are alive and breathing. She braved yet another swamp dragon cave and hasn't left empty-handed. No, in fact, her hands are very much full of this wormling. So let's see what we can make of this thing. Heck, even the tank that we used for the last dragon should still be around, but we will make sure that we have many more when we deal with this one here. Legionnaires, I ask you all, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.